Hello, I am Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz, July 21, 2012, and it's 10:54 p.m. Birmingham, Alabama. And topic: the Israeli President Perez. We will paralyze the terror groups. And all I have to say about this means one thing: it's on. No more talk. Israel's president, Shimon Peres, could not hold his tongue any longer. He is always and has always been 100% on board with Benjamin Netanyahu in fighting the war on terrorism. But I think that's come to an end. He says no more talk. Perez said July the 19th, after 7 people died, 5 Israelis, 1 bus driver, and 1 terrorist, when they left the Air Bulgaria charter plane, flight number 392, and boarded a bus to the Olympics, I'm assuming the Olympics, when the terrorist bomb exploded. Perez said, Israel will paralyze terror groups. And I say to that, it is on. And they really need to pay a lot of attention to between this man and Benjamin Netanyahu, because God on their side, it'll be done. And I believe you just heard the word go. Do what's necessary to take the battle to the terrorists. I now believe that you will see a much more than a Mahdi virus. I believe you'll see the Mahdi headless. I believe this is the start of the battle that will cut the legs off the Muslim, Islamic terrorist, Mahdi, or the 12th Imam. I believe this may have triggered or pressed the time clock, or to start the total or near total destruction of what is to come of the Islamic world. Clearly the Muslim world cannot comprehend what is now coming at them. They will learn what real terror is. Israel indeed has the capability of the total destruction of the Muslim world. And I'm not speaking of one country, I'm speaking of the whole Muslim community. The Sunnis and the Shiites, the whole community will destroy every Jew. According to the Muslims, we will take Israel for our country, and we will kill the great Satan, America. Well, what you may or may not know, the Jews are a meek people. When I say meek, it simply means he who harnesses great power but is restrained from using that power until they are backed in the corner. You know what? I believe they're in that corner now. I'm going to skip part of what I was going to tell you and to make sure I get the rest of it in. I'm going to give you an example. 32,000 armed warriors was ready for battle in Gideon's day. Gideon told his army, who wants to go to battle? We have many more than us camped, and they want to destroy us, the Midianites. So 32,000 came forward. But God told Gideon, he said, that's too many. And Gideon, you can only imagine the surprise. God said, tell those who fear that they can go home. So when Gideon told his army of 32,000, if you have fear among you, you can go home. 22,000 went home. God told Gideon, he said, you still have too many warriors. So tell them to go to the river and drink water to prepare for battle. As the 10,000 drank from the river, God told Gideon, you still have too many. Watch them that drink, and those who put their lips to the water, and those who put their hands in the water and use as scoops. And those who put their hand in water and use the scoops are standing and watching. But the rest are putting their lips to the water and they're paying no mind to what's behind them. So that meant that 9,700 more of the 10,000, God told Gideon to send them home. Gideon said, God, we have 300. God said, that's plenty. Okay. God told Gideon to take small camps and circle the Midianites. And on the hills surrounding them, put torches inside clay pots. And also for each camp to have a ram's horn. And at Gideon's command, everyone were to break the clay pots, exposing the torch, and sound the horns, the alarm, the loud pots breaking and the torches and the battle horns made the Midianites afraid. It woke them up, and being confused, they started fighting, and they fought each other. There was only a few left, and that few fled. Gideon still had his 300-man army intact. The Midianites worshiped Baal, a make-believe god, and his army was many times larger than even the 32,000 who came with Gideon originally. But God said you need only 300, so keep this in mind, you guys. God is going to do the very same thing, and it is biblical. Read it. Read it, please. In Ezekiel 38:39, read what will happen in the mountains around Israel when they come. God is going to use the same principle. When Iran and Russia and all the other armies attacked Israel, they'll simply kill each other. 5 of 6 will die. My guess, no Jews will be lost in battle. At best, a few. God is in charge. And as long as God is in charge, there is never a plan B. Keep that in mind. And I believe Paralyze just blew the whistle, just blew the ram's horn. Jody Wolf, Expoz.